Hello, everybody! I told you we were going to be back quickly, so here we are with Maze Runner: The Death Cure, and I did look it up, and yeah, it's actually called The Death Cure. Because I swore to God this is called Death's Cure, which would be yeah, and that would have been so much of a better title. But yeah, we're going to talk about...
Well, the title still wouldn't have saved it.
Yeah, as you can see, we might not enjoyed this movie too much. We're going to go ahead and preface this. Megan has seen and read none of these. So, this is not a good jumping on point for Megan. I have read the first book, and that was it. So, it was not a good jumping on point for me. That being said, oh, wow.
We were confused as hell, to say the least. Yeah,
I will fully admit, it's like, we're going to try not to hold the emotional scenes that sometimes lacked a lot of impact. Like, oh, well, this...
I'm sorry, I don't care about this character. I don't really know this character well enough, so sorry.
It's like, yeah, we'll say it's like, yeah, we're not going to hold that we didn't get the emotional impact, but...
When I hear death is, like... Well, just from what I've read on Wikipedia, death is just part of this series, so... Yeah, of course, we're not really spoiling anything by saying, like, there are a couple deaths in this movie.
Yeah, there's quite a few deaths. None of them really, though, come out of left field.
Yeah.
And that's maybe another reason why we didn't get the emotional impact, because the movie doesn't do a good job of it. But I guess I can say real quick, if y'all have not ever seen my Maze Runner and Consistent Bookworm, if I did one, I think I was supposed to and I forgot. But no, I did eventually do one, I won't say. Look it up in a bit. I didn't like the original book. I thought the characters were rather insufferable. I thought Thomas was a terrible fucking main character. There was nothing intriguing about him. He was just the main character. Like, he's the main character because he's the main character. He's not like a Katniss who, you know, she has her own, you know, strength, her own willingness to protect her family and people she loved.
I would say she has her motivation, at least.
Yeah, and sometimes they're a bit more selfish, but that makes her more of a human character, makes her more of a person. Thomas is just...
she's just looking out for her sister.
Yeah, and her mother.
Yeah, well, especially her sister.
Yeah. But Thomas is a guy who is a guy. That's the most I can tell you about Thomas.
Just there trying to survive, just... Yeah. Whatever.
If we would like to try and recap Scorch Trials, they didn't even do a recap for us, but that's fine. Wouldn't expect that. That would be kind of bad if they did do that. But
yeah,
wow.
I will say, I tried to cut down the confusion by, like, looking up the first two movies on Wikipedia. I was like, okay, what all happens? Like, what do I need to know? It's like, okay, this thing happened and this other thing happens. Like, okay, cool. Still did not completely prepare me for this.
Yeah, because on all essence, what's happened is most of the world's been killed by the zombie plague. That's all it is.
You call them cranks, they're zombies.
Yeah, you call them whatever you want. You could say it was the flare, which I remember in the first book they was trying to describe that as an actual like solar flare or something that really hurt the Earth or something.
That caused this disease or something.
Yeah, it's like, that doesn't make any sense biologically.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. We'll go to James Dashner and go, "That's not how science works, you stupid bastard." And I know a lot of places like to take a baseball bat to science, but at least try to have a semblance of some kind of understanding of how biology or anything works. But yeah, supposedly these kids are...
Yeah, science.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. These
kids have they're immune to this, and they were throwing them through this maze, which is what caused the maze run to begin with, to figure out the cure, even though that doesn't make any sense. Why?
Yeah, I was reading, like, the synopsis for the first one. It's like, okay, you are, like, making these kids run around this maze, testing them to to see if, like, one of them, like, holds a cure for this disease. Like, that makes no goddamn sense. That's so freaking dumb.
Yeah, it's a stupid reason to have anybody in a maze.
Yeah, it's just pretty much ripping off the Hunger Games.
Yeah, the cornucopia, the actual Hunger Games, and not even doing it well.
Yeah. Well, also ripping off the Hunger Games series, because, as you're pointing out, this movie kind of felt like
It was Mockingjay.
It was a really bad Mockingjay. It's like, oh, let's take the Capitol. Oh, no, wait, sorry, Wicked.
Yes.
Take over the company or whatever. It's like,
yeah. First off, I didn't understand this. Oh, this God-shaking thing. They kept making a big deal about this cure and all this bullshit. And it's like, okay, you know these kids are immune. You can test their blood and do cultures against it and all this other stuff because they have all this like super science stuff. Like they're able to create these other creatures, and you can't cure a zombie plague? I mean, there's so many weird inconsistencies throughout this entire movie, entire series, mind you, about how they're trying to cure this thing and all this other body bear stuff. And just honestly, by the halfway point, probably before that, there was a lot of where I was going, I just don't care. I just don't give a shit. I don't care what happens to these characters. I don't care what happens in the story. And on top of everything, the story is piss poor, is the best way to put it. The last, 45 minutes of this movie is a massive action sequence, and not a particularly good one. Like, it's a lot of fighting with a lot of chaos to the point where you're like, I don't know what's happening.
and it's like, okay, well, now let's leave. No, but we gotta go back and do this one thing. It's like, okay, well, now we can leave. No, we gotta go back and do this one other thing. It's like, god damn. It's like, there's so many points in this movie. It's like, okay, you can just, wrap it up and end it here. Okay, you can wrap it up and end it here. God damn it, son of a bitch. It's like, it just went on too damn long.
It felt like a shitty
Didn't help AMC lied to us.
Yeah, originally they said this movie was an hour and 40 minutes long. We get there, it's a 2.5 hour long sit, and it's a sit.
Yeah, it's supposed to start at 2:30. I look at my watch, it's nearly 5 o'clock. It's like, what the? And it's not even over yet. It's like, what the fucking fuck?
Yeah, we got out to my car and it was 5.
Yeah, it was after 5 o'clock.
So obviously 2.5 hours.
And then you get dinged.
Yeah.
Whole other story.
But yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
This movie just drug. I mean, people complain about Lord of the Rings Return of the King having so many false endings. This movie's like, ha, you think that's it? We can do more.
It's like, hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer. I need to do 12 false endings. Stay, you're 11. Oh, there's so many. And not only that, but we're supposed to care about these characters. And no offense, the acting's not bad, but it's all forgettable. The best actor in this is Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name. I think his name. What'd you say?
Aidan Gillen is the actor's name.
What'd you say the character's name was? Jansen?
Jansen?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Beyond that, Thomas is over the top almost all the time. The guy who plays, it's a big surprise, Galley's still alive in this movie. He was alive at the end of the first book.
They left him die, and it's just kind of assumed that he's dead, apparently. And it's like, oh no, they're alive. It's like, okay, it's probably a bit more dramatic reveal if we'd actually seen the movies.
And they don't explain really how he got to this city that they're supposed to go to. Because they were supposedly nowhere near the city. And don't try and figure it out, people.
Somehow he was found by those people and nursed back to health or something. It's like,
yeah.
If you say so.
Yeah, he's probably the best actor out of the teenagers, even though he's actually, because he was in Detroit, he was actually really good in when he was supposed to do that, but here he's a bit too over the top.
I am acting.
Yeah, he chooses scenery a little much.
That one dude with the beard, Vince, I think his name.
Oh, Vincent. He's the guy from Saving Private Ryan. I can't remember his name. He's also in Battlefield Earth.
I am acting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
the girl who plays Teresa, she's Kristen Stewart in all essence.
Yeah, I looked it up while you were downstairs in the bathroom. Yeah, it turns out she was in Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell Tales.
She was the mermaid. Or no, Dead Man Tells no Tales. Who's she?
Karina.
Okay, that explains why she was.
Yeah, I was looking at her, I was like, you look so familiar. Where the hell have I seen you? Yeah, there's 3 actors. I was like, I know I've seen you somewhere before. Where the hell have I seen you?
Yeah, she's terrible. She's really bad. There's a lot of things. She's just doe-eyed. It just looks like Kristen Stewart. And I will go and tell you, they probably cast her that way because she looks like Kristen Stewart and she can do doe-eyed real well.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking guy who plays Newt, he's there.
Yeah, he's been in a few things
British.
too. Yeah, when he was a kid, he was in Love Actually. Been a few other things, but anyway.
Elijah Wood was in Back to the Future Part 2, so hey.
He's bringing random.
Random movie facts. I mentioned a better movie than this piece of shit. Oh, so, yeah.
So yeah, confusion abounded, and so did the boredom.
Yeah, because they're supposed to try and save this one character, Niho, who got kidnapped at
Minho.
Minho?
Something
Okay.
like
They kept changing his damn name. Because at the beginning they called him Niho. Oh. Nice to know they give the one, other than, what's his name? Fry Pan.
Yeah.
And he's the other ethnic character because he's black. Here we got the Asian character, so we're going to give him an ethnic Asian name. It's like, thanks. That's real nice to him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's pretty much this is just a long, convoluted action story that doesn't really do anything. Because, it begins, if you've seen the trailers where they showed them stealing a train car, that's how the movie begins. Mm-hmm. And then we go from there to go see Vincent. He's like, no, we shouldn't go to this thing to go save the kids because we're not going to save it for one person.
He's like, well, we already saved all these other kids and we can't stay here very long, especially after what we pulled. And
yeah.
So it's like, we got to get out of here. We can't just,
Supposedly they've been planning this for months.
Yeah, and Thomas is wanting to do this within a week.
Yeah.
Or something.
And they do it in a grand total of 2 days.
Yeah.
And time feels very loose here.
Yeah, it's like, time? What time?
What is time?
Yeah, I think the only way we were able to get through this movie is Mystery Science Theater 3000, bitch.
Mm.
Like the guy that was missing the nose.
Yeah, they come across this one guy. I think he has a bigger role, but he's there to be this one guy. He's played by an actor. I can't remember his damn name though. It's gonna bug me. But
yeah, he's done a few things.
But they digitally removed his nose.
Like part of his nose.
Yes. Yeah, so whenever he was there, what do you think it is that I need? And I was thinking in my head, if I only had a nose, and Megan on cue said that. If I only had a nose. I laughed.
I don't know why that just popped into my head. It was like,
if I only had a nose.
I was like, I know he really wants his nose back.
I'd be able to sniff all the farts, smell all the... Oh, no. And then, like I said, there's a lot of action, but it feels weak. It doesn't feel like it has an impact on anything. Not only that, but you don't feel like any of these characters are ever in danger throughout all this stuff, because at one point they're getting just shot at by all these fucking guns, and they're not even getting slightly singed by them or hurt or anything like that. Then eventually you learn that Newt is sick, and no, he's a dying in the dines.
Yeah, people like, oh, turns out I'm sick. Oh, turns out I'm sick. It's like, is everybody in this goddamn movie sick?
Yeah, I would expect to almost hear the burr, burr, burr.
Yeah, it's like, damn, everybody getting sick.
Yeah.
Everybody got AIDS and shit.
Everybody got AIDS and shit. And instead of leaving Newt behind, having somebody else help out who isn't sick and dying,
yeah,
possibly could turn into one of these zombies, they decided to leave him and to go do this big storming thing, which I just don't care by the end of it. I was like, I just don't care. Just get this done with. Mm-hmm. And it just drags every second of it out. It's like, oh, well, we can't just, have them sneak back out. No, we gotta have this big fuck off action sequence. Which it doesn't look good. And
the bus was unintentionally funny.
Yeah, they're escaping in this bus at one point.
And they, kind of airlifted. And,
they didn't airlifted. They used a crane.
Well, they lifted up in the air. What's that called?
Using a crane to lift it up.
Yeah, hook it to, the what was it, the front or the
Yeah,
back?
the front bumper of the bus.
Yeah, the front of the bus. So it's just kind of dragging kind of upwards and hits these.
Knocks out like 12 guys.
I would say, I guess these cops or security force or whatever that are, trying to go after them and just. It's like, okay, that's unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah, it's for go strike. And not only that, but you can tell this movie wasn't filmed in America because, like, the extras they had didn't speak very good English. Mm-hmm. Or they had a very noticeable accent. Like, I'm pretty sure this was shot in Johannesburg because some of this looked like South Africa. And the one guy who was in that scene, I was kind of telling him, "Stop the bus!" or whatever accent he went through. I was like, what was he saying? But, I'm pretty sure it's a South African accent. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, you get all these, like, get that going on. You have this other stuff going on. We got to worry about Thomas and Teresa and their shit. And it's like, I don't care about any of these characters. Beyond the fact that...
I don't care about their relationship or anything.
Yeah. It doesn't help. Like, again, they're not really good actors. But on top of that, they share very little screen time together. Maybe... if we'd watched the other two, maybe we would have felt a little bit of a more of an emotional connection. But hell, in the book when I read it, they barely shared any time together in the book. Like, I want to say they shared about 4 or 5 bits of dialogue together, and that's about it. And, God, you just don't give a shit. By the end of it, you're just like, I just want you to end. And it just goes on. More action. Newt dies. This happens. This guy saves him. This thing happens. And I'm like, I just don't give a shit.
And I'm just like, okay. By the end of it, I was like, okay, so credits? But no, we had to have a little prologue where it's like, oh, this is like sort of happy ending. It's
prologue?
Or epilogue.
Epilogue? Well,
I'm tired.
We're forgetting the most emotional character death possible. Teresa getting squished by a fucking building. That is a hell of a way. So she seems mildly concerned during this fall.
Like she knows that she has to sacrifice herself.
It's like, no, I couldn't just jump or something like that. No, I just gotta fall with this building. Yeah, it's like... What just happened?
Kind of a dumb looking thing.
And Thomas is like, you trying to kill me out there. Passes out, blood loss. Oh my God.
Yeah, he seems kind of lukewarm toward Teresa.
Really, this, like I said, it's like, we don't build up a relationship. Maybe it built up in the other movies, but the first book it didn't build up, so I can't fear the movie would expand much upon that. Mm-hmm. But I don't care about their relationship. I really don't care about the characters. And I mean, that's a problem that kind of...
I don't care about the story.
That could technically be a problem that you can say plague the last of the Hunger Game movies, especially Mockingjay Part 2, where if you haven't watched any of this other stuff, you're going to be a little bit confused. Yeah. But at least the first Mockingjay tried to build something into it. It felt like it built up to the second Part 2, so if you didn't watch it, you can try to watch it for 4.
Yeah, I was saying, it's like, okay, we're probably going to be confused as hell, but, maybe, hopefully, it'll be an interesting enough story that, it'll make us, or at least me, curious to want to watch the first 2. I'm just curious enough to watch the first 2 to see, like, okay, is there, more build-up to some of these characters? Like, why the fuck should I care about them? That's the only reason why I would be curious. Even though it's like, I'm good.
Yeah, I just also don't understand why this movie even exists. Like, even Maze Runner, when it first came out, it got a lukewarm reception. And from what I know, Scorched Charles got an even worse reception. I don't know how good of a reception it is. We actually had a packed house. It was kind of weird. Like, our theater was filled with kids, too. And just, honestly, this is not a very interesting film. I mean, you have so many different not storylines, but plot threads that this writer originally wanted to do. Like, he wanted to do a Hunger Games ripoff, but he also wanted to do a zombie film. Or not a zombie film, he wanted to do a zombie book. But on top of that, he wanted to do a freaking, like, a post-apocalyptic thing. We haven't seen that 14,000 times.
Yeah, it's very, like dystopian future thing. Like, very reminiscent of the Hunger Games or Divergent. Exactly what I was going to say.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, I saw the trailers and I originally thought of Divergent.
Yeah, you think of a single post-apocalyptic, what's the best way to describe it? A young adult book.
Yeah.
This looks like it. It feels like it, and you're not going to think there's anything unique about it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer with the... It's like, well, you can save your friends or you can save humanity. It's like, I don't know why, it just made me think of the Divergent series.
Yeah. Oh, but we haven't gotten on to the one thing that we discussed a little bit earlier that is the biggest, what the actual hell. Turns out the big cure for all of this is Thomas's blood.
Mm-hmm.
The kid, if I'm not mistaken, was pretty much helped genetically by Wicked. Wicked helped to make him, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was still born from, Wicked scientists. Like, he was actually, not like born in a test tube, but he was, like, his genes were a little bit altered. It's like, oh my God, are y'all that stupid? Y'all couldn't have figured out a cure for... Right, y'all don't. And only that, but they couldn't figure out that the cure was actually blood? Oh my God, a blood pathogen's cured by blood? Who'd have thunk it?
No, instead we gotta, like, torture the shit out of Minho, or whatever the hell his name is, and extract some kind of enzyme from him from that. It's like
what
can you not get that enzyme from the blood or something? Can you not, like, test the blood?
Hell, why can't you just take it
no.
straight from the glands that create that kind of a thing?
No, apparently, like, that's the only way they can do it, and Thomas just has super special blood.
His main character blood.
Yeah, he's like, he's the main character, so he's like super duper special, more special than any of the other special people.
Also because he's white. Oh my God, this movie was stupid. Like, if you break down the plot, even the slightest bit, you're like, whoa, that doesn't make any sense. That's actually really stupid. That's boring. And that's, by the end, that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel bored and pissed off. Because by the end, I'm like, okay, why the hell was this 2.5 hours long? Mm-hmm. Like, I could have cut out about an hour and a half of this movie. Probably would have gave you a decent film. Such a jump cut. Charlie was dumb and forgot to delete the last 3 videos that he's actually already uploaded. Sorry. So you're going to have a weird little cut. I'm going to make an edit there. I'm going to try to figure out a way to make it work. But, yeah, there's the noseless guy that just...
We barely spend any time with, and then we're supposed to care, I guess, so he sacrificed himself. I'm sorry, I don't care.
Yeah, he just blows up, and it's like, alright, that's the thing.
To me, he's comic relief. If I only had a brain...
If I only had a nose, my boogers wouldn't fly right out into your face. Oh.
So he was a source of comedic relief.
Yeah, and that was purely by accident. He didn't say anything funny.
Yeah.
He was trying to be intimidative. I'm sorry if you hadn't known. He's telling this!
It's like, I'm the asshole leader of this organization.
I'm the good guy asshole. You're trying to be the good guy normal dude. Let's talk so I can be mean. He can't give a shit throughout this entire pile of monkey feces. Just nothing you watch is slightly interesting. Like I said, the characters are not very good. Even without watching the other films, we should be able to care about the characters in some way. I couldn't tell you anything about Thomas besides he's the main character. I couldn't tell you anything about Gally except for the fact that his name is that of a thing from a fucking boat. I couldn't tell you anything about Teresa except she's an asshole. And she looks like Kristen Stewart and is about as doe-eyed as a person who died while they were holding electrical things going. But doe-eyed as she gets. But I couldn't tell you anything about Newt except he's British.
Yeah.
I don't have anything from this film. It's like, well, you had to watch Air 2. Yes, in the same sense, I do think I need to get that for the story and maybe for certain character bits, but I should be able to still have something to grasp onto in terms of character development or something from the characters. Like, what is important about Newt? Why should we care about him?
Yeah.
You don't get any of that. You just get a lot of... So...
Yeah, he's just kind of there. He's like, well, I'm going with you then.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he does.
I'm the British guy. I don't know what that accent was. That's partly British, partly Australian.
I said,
A little bit of Irish.
I sound mostly Scottish.
Who knows? Well, the father said, quit stalling and answer that fucking question. I love Braveheart. Especially a damn Irish guy. Oh, so want to wrap this thing up and give it its own death cure? So, what do you give this lovely end of a trilogy?
Can we give it half a star?
No, we gotta give it 1 or none, or 1 or up to 10. I know you want to give it 10. I know, you really do, baby.
-10, yes. Yeah, I'll give it a 1 then. 1 star, that's all it's getting from me. That's being way too generous.
Yeah, this is the epitome of a really bad ending of a trilogy.
I was so bored. I was about to clap when the credits finally came on. It's like, yes, thank you. Yes, we can finally get out of here.
Yeah, you're not going to find many trilogies that are more piss poor, I think, than this. Even though I haven't seen the other 2, I do know the first book was terrible. But it's like,
you know, even
wow.
if you, yeah, it's like, at least with the Hunger Games, even if you haven't seen, like, say, the first 3 movies, if you watch, you know, Mockingjay Part 2,
you're gonna be a little confused.
Well, I mean, it's like, you're still gonna be confused, but I really think that you could, you know, still be able to get into the story and still somewhat care about the characters.
Somewhat, I think.
I mean, it's like, it would be hard to care about Rue's, or not Rue.
Prim.
Yeah, Prim's death, when, you know, you've hardly spent any time with her.
Yeah.
And, like,
but still, I think
yeah,
it
I read
does.
that part in the book. I was like, I know, really? Oh. Yeah, that was like so shocking. Like, oh my god, you seriously just kill her off? But
Yeah,
anyway.
even though it's in a story that kills a lot of people off, but it's like, oh, yeah, we don't care about your feelings.
I would say, Katniss and her loved ones, Gale accepted, should be safe from death, like this whole bubble.
They should have the main character protection too. Oh, but oh well, we're gonna have to. Yeah, so don't go see it. If you're a huge fan, you're probably have already seen it. But if you're curious, if you're wondering, hey, can I jump into these films? No,
Nope.
you cannot.
Nope, you really can't.
2, you're wondering, like, well, is this film at least, you know, somewhat interesting? Is it better than the first one? I have to guess no, because the first book sucked ass, and this was somehow worse than the first book. Yeah, you're just not going to like this. I don't think there's anything even slightly redeeming about the movie.
Yeah,
So.
y'all can miss this.
Mm-hmm. Funny, my Stardust thing just popped up, and yes, I will start putting stuff up on Stardust more often. I have an account.
We were going to do a reaction video, and then...
Yeah, we realized, like, oh wait, that's like a really short time.
And also...
Yeah. But hey, we'll talk about what we're going to see next month, since this is the end of the month, so we're going to go into February.
Mm-hmm.
The first weekend, next weekend, of course, it's going to be Winchester. We're going to go see it.
Okay.
I'm sort of curious because the actual story behind the Winchester house is really interesting. The movie looks a little like it's a generic horror movie, but if it does a decent job...
I was like, I've heard the story about the house. Like, she was in contact with her dead husband, who told her to keep working on the house, keep adding, so it was like never finished.
There's a lot of hints that this might be a little like 13 Ghosts-ish, which I like 13 Ghosts.
Like, keep building it to, like, house all the ghosts, how to
Like
trap them.
spirits and everything. Yeah, I'm interested, at least in that instance. And hey, maybe it'll be a decent horror movie. I'm for it.
I'm curious.
The 9th I'm not so happy about. The week right before Valentine's Day, it's going to be 50 Shades of Freed. We're going to go see it.
Well, we haven't seen the first two.
Yeah, we might figure out a way to suffer through the first two. So, we actually might do like separate little videos of just the first two, just to talk about them, because we have never actually seen them.
Just to vent our rage. Just
Yeah.
like, how is this sexy? How is this romantic? How the fuck can you call this a fairy tale in the freaking trailer? It's like, whose fairy tale is this? It's certainly not mine.
Well, I like I'm sorry, cut you off, hon.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say, it's like, it's not my fairy tale to, be abused by a guy who doesn't give a shit about me.
I do like that the approach now, don't miss the climax.
Yeah, don't miss the climax. Yeah, that was one of the movie posters at the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, right when we walked in, it was like...
If I can, I might throw a 1517 to Paris. I'm not sure. It's a Clint Eastwood movie, but I have a feeling that, because I looked it up and I was like, okay, well, this story might actually be kind of not as interesting as I was hoping it was going to be.
Yeah.
So there might be 2 reviews on the weekend of the 9th. If not, there will be 1, and of course, will be 50 Shades of Grey. If I can't do 1517 to Paris by myself, I'll probably do Peter Rabbit. It's probably going to be terrible, but I've seen worse. The 16th, you have to ask, it's Black Panther. Yeah, I've been looking forward to it since Civil War, so
yeah,
why not? Then, of course, to end our month, we're going to go see Annihilation with the Natalie Portman movie. There's no if, ands, or buts. We're going to go see Annihilation because, 1, there's nothing else that comes out that weekend, and 2, it looks fun.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to say, it looks like it's going to be, an interesting little play on stuff, and I'm curious. It's like, it can either be great or it could be terrible. We'll see. Cannot be as bad as this piece of shit was.
I don't know. 50 Shades probably gonna try and top it.
That is very true. So hey, we'll see y'all next month with Winchester. We're gonna see how scared we get with it. Probably about as scared as I was when I was like, oh god, I'm not about to say any of the Amazing movies. Or maybe it'll be scarier than even 50 Shades. So until then, everybody, we'll see y'all there. So bye bye, everybody.